Let's see.
Is it hard to believe that in the history of this franchise, 4-0 is the record start? We just looked that up. No Spurs team has ever gone 5-0.
Is he going to care? Mitch Johnson didn't care.
Well, that's a good indication we'll get to 50 wins, and that's a good sign. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a testament to each game's been different, but guys have found different ways to win. People have stepped up at different times, and kind of we've done it as a group, so it's been good.
That's actually exactly what I said. That was actually exactly what I said. I said that the San Antonio Spurs have been finding different ways to win, and that's what made the preseason impressive to me. It's because every game was a different scenario, every game was a different situation, and they managed to win it. Like they were struggling in this area and managed to win. That area managed to win. And not only did they won convincingly. Other than the Heat game, they won convincingly throughout preseason. So you can kind of see it, right? Where they make certain mistakes, but yet and still they were able to, come alive. I thought that's really good.
The flip side of that equation is a lot of the younger kids in that locker room have never had a stretch like this where you even won 4 in a row. Is part of the deal now to kind of keep them from getting too excited about that?
Chris Paul has pounded them over the head with this. They are totally fine. They're not going to get too high, get too low. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's all perspective, right? I mean, technically, Dylan's never lost a game in a Spurs uniform, right? So it's like, there's yeah. I mean, there's definitely a balance, but I think it's a lot of the issues and the things that we've talked about in these games. It kind of can sometimes be minimized just because you win and you feel like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. But over the course of the season, I think focusing on those details, I think guys are seeing that and hearing that message of there's a lot of areas that we can improve on.
You feel like there'll still be film sessions where we're going to look at mistakes and look at what we can clean up?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think, in the New Orleans game, I mean, there was a few plays like that in the Brooklyn game, obviously giving up that lead, and tonight's game, right? I mean, just a few plays here or there, right? It changes the whole environment, right? So I think for us, it's just a matter of being in a situation that we haven't been in before, right? Playing with some leads and just having the maturity to maintain those.
I really don't want us to have to, which I don't think we have, but I don't want us to have to just like lean on the talent necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, got to play the right way. Can't be too sloppy. It does feel like a little bit that I just don't want to have to lean solely on Wemby, right? Okay, Wemby save us, or solely on Dylan Harper. Like, all right, Dylan Harper, go save us. It'll happen. You'll need it. Later on in the season. But I want us to be playing pretty consistent. I just don't want us to shoot ourselves in the foot. It seemed like a few of these games we shot ourselves in the foot for no reason. But like I said, not having a point guard really helps, or really hurts. So,
what do you feel like your role is when you encounter those situations where teams start to make that comeback?
Honestly, just to try to slow things down, try to get us settled, try to figure out ways to, because Victor is a high volume guy for us. Our guards have the ball a lot. What plays or actions can you call out there to just make it easier for everyone? And I think obviously we're still developing chemistry, just being in some of those different situations about what plays work for us and what don't. But I think guys are doing a great job.
Harrison, how about the balance? Again, today, 6 guys in double figures, had the balance yesterday as well. Just everybody contributing, not only in the point column, but in other areas as well so far.
I think one thing we talked about before the season, and we saw it kind of, in our scrimmages and just practice and things like that, was that every single night there's plenty of offense to go around. We're always going to have people who can step up, put the ball in the basket, right? But defensively, how can we do that every single night, and how can we cheer for each other's success? I think that's the biggest thing for us, because it's such a long season, because health is a part of this game, that we're going to need different guys at different times to step up. And I think guys have responded to the call, whoever it's been, whether it's been Jordan McLaughlin, whether it's been Carter's minutes tonight, whether it's been Bismack's minutes, whoever it is that maybe was in one role, but then a guy goes down and they have to step up.
You guys shot 67 shots tonight. I can't remember last time I saw a box score with that few field goal attempts. How has, the tempo been for you guys of balancing smart half-court play and then still getting aggressive in transition?
Dylan Harper.
I think honestly the biggest thing for us is just managing turnovers. I think whether we're playing fast, whether we're playing slow, I think it's a matter of can we continue to hit singles, right? Sometimes when we play fast, we try to go for the home run play, right? And obviously we have, a lot of players who can make exciting plays, right? But over the course of games, especially when we get to the crunch time, like how can we just value the basketball? And I think
because good God, last couple games, oh my God, bro, preseason. It seems like a lot of things that's been saving us over the last couple games is the fact that we started off so strong, and that worries me a little bit. The Chet stuff, you guys talking about the Chet stuff? Gosh, we do need to talk about the Chet stuff. Maybe we should combine that with the Wemby press conference.
No, it's an area that we know we have to grow in. We've had some high turnover games, and fortunately that hasn't come back to bite us.
You guys have tried to be pretty patient moving the ball and find wide open shots. So you had one shot in the second half. It was kind of like pretty much a contested three, but there have been some possessions of like kind of meandering around. I guess as a veteran, at what point do you just step up? You're like, I just got to take the shot. We got to just be a little bit more decisive.
Well, I think sometimes it's the balance between do we take, a contested three or a catch and shoot three, right? Where there's a higher probability of getting an offensive rebound and a kick out versus do we drive into traffic, either get the shot blocked and or turn it over trying to make a jump pass, right? Those are the plays that we're trying to get away from, right? Obviously, it's good to draw two, make the defense collapse and then kick out and or a Victor double team, but how can we minimize kind of those live ball turnovers where we're just, giving a team, 20 extra points at the end of the night?
You still notice teams shine, like tonight's a night when Victor didn't have a block until the closing minutes, but it seemed like there was possession after possession after possession when Toronto was actively avoiding him. Do you still see his presence felt in that way?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, teams are literally just driving in there and just not even shooting, right? Which, it's good and bad, right? But I think, it's obviously a credit to Vic in terms of the presence that he has. I mean, I don't know if there's a stat that, derail drives by just stepping up, but he definitely affects the game without having to block a shot.
I guess the only stat you could look at is a team's attempts around the rim when, like, a certain amount of feet when Wemby's in the game. That's probably the only thing you can do. But I think sometimes they even, like, hesitate to shoot threes because Wemby's out there. So I don't know what you do. I don't know.
Start that.
Manu or Tony clan? Manu. Overall, I think Tony might have been I don't know. They were both pretty great. Maybe Tony was like peak between those two. Tony probably had the larger peak, the bigger peak. But I love Manu. Manu's my favorite player ever.
That's that derail drive.
Yeah, making the thing that's good.
Perfect.
Harrison, you shot nearly perfect tonight and had some big buckets in the fourth when Toronto began to close in on that gap. What was your read on those particular possessions, and how did you stay efficient under pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for us, and I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it, is just
He's been doing this forever. Like, that was not pressure. He did not care.
the vibes are high in the locker room. I think there's a lot of trust to go around. I think there's a lot of confidence to go around for anybody. And I think for us, the biggest thing is just shooting with confidence. I think that's a message that we talk about a lot, and guys embody. And so I think, obviously, tonight it was me in a few of those possessions, but whoever it is, we want anyone to just shoot those with confidence.
Speaking of your teammates, you've been around a lot of teams, but what stands out about this particular group's focus during an undefeated start in the regular season?
Well, I think the youthfulness of the team helps, because I don't think we read too much into that. I think it's more of the excitement of guys just getting a chance to play and just excited to be playing in front of great fans. I think every night, I think that's more of the focus, is how do we not let the excitement of just our games, speed us up or just, make us do some wild things out there. But I think, like I said, everyone's excited to continue to build off what we've started these first 4 games.
You look around the league and, like, the whole, like, you're youthful, you're young and all that stuff. It does matter. But nowadays, in today's NBA, young teams are winning championships, right? Like, you let's go win one. Like, you got to figure it out. I think it's really nice that you could see someone like SGA and he can slow down the pace and he knows when to attack, when not to attack. And we just gotta hope and pray that Wemby is at that point where he can definitely do that. He's been showing that he can do it this season, but a couple seasons prior, like not really. He's not really there yet, I don't think, with knowing when, or maybe he is and we just didn't have the talent. Yeah, we just didn't have the talent. But we'll see. We'll see more and more of it. But we know that Fox has that. So, yeah.
You talk about the vibes. I know Mitch mentioned you feel like y'all are just trying more. And when it comes to that, like, is that just different with the culture this year? Is that different with the roster this year? Like, why do you feel like you said y'all are just trying more?
Well, I mean, you have to ask him about that. But and just in terms of the vibes, I mean, they're high. I mean, there's a lot of, I think, off-court chemistry that that has been built over the summer, just, guys hanging out, things like that. And I think that's showing up on the court. I think the connectivity is showing up on the court. And, whether we're 4-0 or 0-4, I just feel like the energy is different. So I think that's just the biggest thing that I've noticed, just in terms of how guys communicate, how guys are connected, in timeouts, on the court, during runs, positive and negative, all those types of things.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah, they definitely have more chemistry this season than we've seen prior. DeJounte Murray. Excuse me. But yeah, Spurs look connected, and yeah, it seemed like they're genuine friends. So that's nice to see. But yeah. And also, guys, once again, if you guys would like to support the sponsors, it supports the channel, go check out Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, you can do that. There's plenty of different things that you can do on the app when it pertains to fantasy sports. Or my favorite feature is the social media aspect. So there's breaking news, injuries, updates. You can watch. He gave him a clown face. That's funny. Joker. But yeah, so there's overall just basic news, highlights, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested at all in the Sleeper app, go download it, link below. And if you do decide to do the daily fantasy part of it, oh my God, I cannot speak. It's like really late tonight. You can use the code CLAN and you get 100% match up to $100 or $20 right off the bat if you just want to play. It's free. So anyways, I'm gonna be going to bed soon. This is a late live stream. Good God. But yeah, check out Sleeper. Link in the description.